Hello YouTube, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. On this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. And we adjust our cameras live without starting the video over, apparently. Let's make a funny face for the thumbnail. Alright, I think we got it. I suspect the YouTube algorithm will be like, that's the thumbnail, because that seems to be how they work. On this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answer they need from an employment attorney. We have a question here from a YouTube user, nothing but love and laughs. And nothing but love and laughs asks us, Vince, please help. If a witness lies in testimony during depositions, and they are under oath, which they would be in a deposition, are they allowed to be a witness in trial? Yeah, of course. And you should want them to be, right? Like, the value is not that they lied and they would not then testify. The value is that they lied and you can attack their credibility and make the other side look silly if they bring that person at trial. So there's a couple of options, right? If somebody's lying under oath and you can prove it, I mean, I guess theoretically you can look at perjury charges, but in all honesty, generally not a set of laws that is really applied when people lie under oath, unless you're tangling with, like, let's say the federal government, or like you made someone really mad in the realm of politics. Like, that's more the realm of when perjury charges might be in play. Could perjury charges be in play if someone lies in a deposition in a civil case? Yeah, absolutely. That is absolutely possible. That is theoretically a repercussion for lying under oath, and that's a reality. But it's unlikely you're going to see that, in all honesty. So what you should do then, and I have other videos on this, you can hit up the channel, you should view a lie under oath as an incredible opportunity, right? And you might bide your time as to when you reveal if that person lied and that you can prove they lied, right? That's the second part. Just because someone lied doesn't mean it's necessarily that amazing for you. If you can prove they lied, well, that's huge. That's fantastic, right? A lie where it's your word against the other person's word, and you're both just hoping the jury finds for you, that could be a toss-up, depending on how credible the two witnesses are, right? Like, that's not as amazing as it could otherwise be. But that being said, don't think, he said, she said, which is what those are called. Don't think those are losing situations. On average, I think plaintiffs tend to win those slightly more often than defendants. I think the toss-up goes to the plaintiff in most jurisdictions in the country. At least more than half. Now, in my opinion, that being said, the real opportunity is where you can demonstrate the lie. You can catch the person in the lie. And it can have a devastating effect upon the defendant's case if they bring this person into trial and they're not aware that you have this person dead to rights in a lie. And they put that person on, and the person's lying and testifying and saying things. The jury's watching and listening intently. And then your lawyer gets up, and does a little bit of theatrics and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then it's like, so you said XYZ lie a few minutes ago, right? Yeah, and I saw the jury nodding when you said that. But what about this? Boom, piece of evidence, right? And then they demonstrate the lie. Listen, I'm being silly here, right? But like, the gist of it is kind of that. You want to the extent you can, call attention to how meaningful that was, how big a piece of the case that felt like, and then be like, yeah, it's just a shame it's all a lie. Why you lying, dog? Why you lying? No, being silly. But a little bit, right? So that's going to have an outsized impact on the trial. Now, the other way to go about it, if you're looking for a settlement, not a trial, would be to bring it up in settlement negotiations. Like, listen, I think a linchpin of your case is statement XYZ by the witness number 3, right? Butler in the laundry room with the candlestick. That's the lie, right? And the butler's the witness. So you got the butler coming in to say it was, the candlestick in the laundry room. And you're like, but funny story, the laundry room was sealed shut because of an asbestos outbreak. So nobody without pretty serious crowbar, maybe the jaws of life, was getting in there. And if they did get in there, they'd be covered in white powder because asbestos remediation work was going on. So Butler says candlestick in the laundry room, but Butler wasn't covered in white powder of any variety, including the coffee for your nose. Coke has destroyed so many employment attorneys. It actively makes me sad. I look around, it's I wish you guys would all just stop thinking this was okay, because it's really just in New York. It's still nothing in New York. I don't know. But I digress. Okay, so Butler wasn't covered in white powder. Butler didn't have the jaws of life or a giant crowbar to get into the laundry room. You can prove Butler was lying. You can prove it in depth, right? Butler could come up with something clever, and you could be like, oh, okay. I didn't know that you keep the jaws of life in your car. That's wild that you used it to get in the laundry room. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But then why weren't you covered in white powder from the asbestos remediation, right? Proving the lie in depth, having multiple ways to pile on to destroy the credibility. One, allows you to have more confidence in your maneuver. Your attorney in the case can have more confidence in that interaction, in that theatrical portrayal, staking your case to some extent on that moment. That's valuable. But also, it can really create a touchstone moment where the person lies, and you're like, yeah, but I think you're lying because of this. And they lie again to cover it. And you're like, yeah, but, okay, yeah, the judge's life? That's weird, but okay. What about the white powder? Boom, 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 right? And that becomes harder and harder for them to cover, and it becomes more ridiculous sounding, and they sound more and more dishonest, and the jury's like, what is this person saying? This person is obviously making things up at this point, and the defendants were staking a significant portion of their case on this. This is insane. These are not. These people are probably guilty, right? This is ugly. This is getting really ugly, right? And so, nothing but love and laughs. What I'm telling you is, you want that person to testify, and you want to decide. Do you apply pressure for settlement, or do you ambush the lie at time of trial? And that's a conversation to have with your attorney. And your attorney should be aware of what you want to have happen, right? I mean, that's going to be key, in all honesty. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. Like, subscribe, comment down below, share the channel so it will grow. I hope everyone's doing well. Take care.